We've already done a vlog for today, but I thought you'd just like to join us up the zoo as we have a general look about. Spring is certainly in the air at the moment. We have a plethora of pink trees everywhere. A couple of Mara just roaming round wildly. One of about 4 or 5 of your creatures that can just roam the park, not fenced in at all. Timid, but they don't generally mind people. About this time of year their young will start coming out. They're just sort of, they keep them in little burrows. Cute little things, very much like little bunny rabbits when they're born. I think they're closely related to guinea pigs, but they're very big. A distant relative wanting to say hello today. Beautiful chimpanzee. They have a little moat between them and us. Pan out, you can see that. And that stops him getting to us. Because if he could, he would probably rip my arms out my socket. It's just nature. Yes, I can be as annoying as that as well. Oh, it's a dance. We're having a dance off. Like a gathering of mint humbugs with their distinctive stripes on their backs, these little ballets. As they get older, they'll lose them stripes and look like their parents, which are just a dark colour. Not quite black. Cute dinky little things. I want to show you guys something that's been on my mind over here for many a year, and it could be something totally obscure, something not to do with it. It's something I thought was particularly peculiar. It's just the way that they've built a staircase and there's a pit next to it, and I've often thought, what was ever housed here? It can't just have been a water plantation at the back. Anyway, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so here's my question. Why would they go to so much effort to build an ornate stairwell like that just for it to be a bit of waterworks? I don't know, I just believe that something back maybe 80, 90 years ago there might have been an animal up there. It just looks like it could have housed something, and with that there's a pit area below. People say it might just be a water overspill, but you have a look at the back of that water overspill. There is a ball like you would see in with the tigers, lions and the bears sitting over there. Don't know if that's a branch or a dead animal just floating in the water there at the background, but it just seems strange. Never worked it out. Often looked at it, looked on Google, looked see if there's any information. It's just that stairwell that done it for me. You would not go to all that effort just to have it for water treatment works. Something to think about. If you have any idea, leave it in the comments below. They said proximity to this, the bear pit is over there, and you've got the wolverines there, pan round, and over there is where your penguins are. So I just don't know, haven't got a clue. This whole area we're in, the back of the zoo, these points around here are seen as the highest points in the whole of East Anglia. Fantastic view out over so many counties. You can have Oxfordshire in the distance there, Buckinghamshire with Milton Keynes. Further to that side will be Luton, Dunstable, Bedfordshire. This is classed as central Bedfordshire, I'm pretty sure it is. And this area below here which I will continue to come down and look at, because people don't believe they exist. They're not part of the zoo at all, but actually in this area here, I probably won't glimpse them today, but there's actually prairie dogs, or gophers. They're running around. I've spoke to the people that work here. They don't know nothing about them. Whether it's just a natural occurrence or whether they ever were part of the zoo and they escaped, I don't know, because that's what happened with the wallabies, and the wallabies roam wild round here. Sometimes you just see it, probably not today, but a little head pops up and they're little tiny white things, they just run around. These wallabies down amongst us, these are all wild as well, can roam about wherever they want in the zoo. Some of them will actually have young with them, little joeys. Just keeping out of the way. Whether they realise that no one will go near them in there because they're all stinging nettles. And I've already been stuck today going around looking at an abandoned car. Cool, let's let them be. So reindeer just about to step out of view of that tree there. They obviously must have a summer and a winter coat. When it's more wintry time, they're really beautifully plush, usually have the horns. I read somewhere that it's the females that actually have horns and the males don't. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I believe it's a case that all the reindeer that pull Santa's sleigh are supposed to be female. The on-site lodges, if you chose to, I believe you could pay somewhere in the region of between £250–300. That's probably about $400. Spend the night, you get breakfast included, the shower facilities to be right, and I think they do you on little tours at night with torches to see some of the animals. Little baby Nandy, white rhino, must be coming up to a year old now. She's in her first couple of months, she was just terrible, just sprinting around everywhere, keeping her mum at bay. Quite placid creatures. Sorry if the wind's blown about a bit, it really does wail about around this area on this side of the hill. Not known by many people that be walking around the zoo oblivious to what these are, but what they done is they put a lot of these containers, they dug down, buried the containers in this area, and what that is, it's a home for bats. There'll be a metal container under here and bats will live in there. That's where they come out during the night and fly around and go back during the day. And there's a separate gated tunnel from also to fly in and out of. So this is just the back behind the white rhinos and a hill facing out over Ashridge. Now something I have got to do at some point in amongst them woods, I'm not sure what the point is, but there is there's a monument, a grey monument to the First and Second World War, I believe it is, but also up there somewhere are training trenches for the First World War, for the Battle of the Somme, etc. So at some point I'm going to go around, locate them and vlog them. So as I was just saying, they've actually documented it. That is what we were just looking at. And that's what you got inside, little bats. Here comes Big Bird. Big beautiful ostrich. And when they run, they run. Beautiful young zebra there. They make a high pitch squeak when they talk. Not what you would associate with a horse type creature. Obviously being very inquisitive at the moment. We're now on a raised level, a veranda area. It's basically this area here, as you can see by the height of the buildings, houses those guys, the giraffes. When they're young, they look like little teddy bears. Beautiful little creatures. You can imagine it takes quite a lot for a creature of that size to get down and sit down. Here you go. But they do it with ease. And when they walk, it's as if they're walking in stilettos. Very elegant and dainty. They usually got some young about. As I said, when they're first born, they look like cuddly toys. But even then, they must be well over 6 foot. So at their tallest, they'll get up to 17 feet. Whereas myself, I would be somewhere down there, 6 foot. Tiny in comparison. When you compare a human skull to the size of a giraffe skull, we are tiny in comparison. Go off to see if one of my personal favourites are about the old African wild hunting dogs. Wild dogs currently hiding between 2 trees at the back fence there. You've got the bluebells behind them, giving them perfect camouflage. They've put these little sacks of food out, so whether they decide they're going to have a sniff around and have a look, but they're quite content to be over there at the moment. The old bluebells make the floor look like a sea. Here comes Whipsnade's narrow gauge steam locomotive, slowly making its way towards the platform. A little additional fee for anyone who's visiting. I think something like a 30 minute journey around. Get close to the elephants. Goes through the safari part of the back where you've got camels. Okay, let's go and see if we can see our stripy little friends. Well, not so little. Sleepy time for the tigers. Like most big cats, they can spend up to 21 hours a day having a rest. Save their energy for the hunt. Certainly don't need to hunt here. They get all the food they need. Okay, we shall let them be and move on to some of our personal friends, the old elephants, and then we'll call it quits for the day. This area here used to be where the elephants would come out and entertain, do a little show. Around September, October time, used to have a time called Fantastic when they used to do this. Used to get people out of the audience and race against the youngest ones to put hoops over a big pole. Elephants would always cheat, of course. That's where they would usually habitat this time of year. Maybe the ground's still not up to it and they're in the sandpit, or they've gone out for a walk. They used to, I don't know whether they're still doing it now, used to take them for a walk for an hour out around the park. They would be trunk holding tail in a long line. Perhaps they've done that today, or they're all in the sandpit at the back. I said I would have thought they would have been out. Usually this area would be here with the water fountain on. They'd be playing about. It's nice to see them, but I was expecting them to be in their pen by now, not at the sandpit. Obviously it has to have its reasons behind it. They seem content. I don't believe that's all of them though, so maybe some of them are out on a walk. Always entertaining. So obviously got a game for himself to play. Is he going to throw that in the water? He certainly looks like it. Go on, kick it in. Kick it in the water. I actually believe, because they will eat the bark off the outside of it, so he might have got that on there to break it. If he rolls it too far, he's going for a swim.
Feels like it's going to like ping out from this bed.
On cue, does a poo. There we go. What are you going to do now? Appears at some point in the not too distant future we're going to have a fun fair on site. That'd be interesting. Could be for the Jubilee. Now guys, it looks like we're going to get some rain coming in, so we're going to call it quits for today with a vlog. Hope you've enjoyed the vlogs of the weekend. We obviously done summaries before this, and we just thought, well, okay, we're at an afternoon of the zoo on top of that. What we've got coming up, possibly next week, we're going to do something called the Hellfire Caves, which is based on a High Wycombe area that is mausoleum and a church on top of a hill with caves and a Hellfire Club that was underneath it, all to do with the Earl of Sandwich. So could be interesting. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the movies, guys. Take it easy. See you for now. Bye.